So let's dive into the fascinating geological background of the Derweze, a fiery crater located in the remote desert of Derweze, Turkmenistan. This intriguing natural phenomenon is actually a burning natural gas field, and its very existence is closely tied to the rich natural gas deposits in the region. The Derweze region, also known as Derweze, is part of the larger Karakum Desert, which covers about 70% of Turkmenistan. A landscape here is characterized by vast sand dunes, sparse vegetation, and extreme temperatures, making it a harsh and unforgiving environment. But beneath this desolate surface lies a treasure trove of natural resources, including one of the world's largest natural gas reserves. Turkmenistan's immense natural gas deposits are predominantly concentrated in the Amudarya Basin, which extends beneath the Derweze region. The gas reservoirs here are primarily composed of methane, a highly flammable and potent greenhouse gas. These underground gas pockets often develop in association with petroleum deposits, as they share a common origin in the decomposition of ancient organic matter. Now, you may wonder how the door to hell came to be. Well, it's a fascinating story that involves the unique geological features of the region, human intervention, and a series of unexpected events. But to truly understand it, we need to delve into the history of the Soviet Union's involvement in the area and their role in the initial drilling and subsequent gas release in 1971. So let's dive into that next. All right, let's now delve into the history of the Soviet Union's involvement in the Derweze region, which played a crucial role in the creation of the door to hell. In the 1970s, the Soviet Union was actively exploring its vast territories for natural resources, and the rich gas reserves in Turkmenistan caught their attention. In 1971, Soviet geologists began drilling in the Derweze area, searching for valuable petroleum deposits. They discovered an underground cavern filled with natural gas, but little did they know that drilling into this cavern would trigger a series of events that would ultimately lead to the formation of the door to hell. While drilling, the ground beneath the drilling rig unexpectedly collapsed, creating a large hole measuring about 70 meters in diameter. The rig and other equipment fell into the cavern, and natural gas started to leak out of the hole. Engineers and geologists were faced with a serious problem. The uncontrolled release of large amounts of methane gas posed a significant threat to the environment and the people living nearby. So, what did they decide to do? Let's move on to the next topic and discuss the decision to ignite the gas to prevent the spread of methane and the potential environmental hazards it posed to the surrounding area and its inhabitants. Now, let's get into the critical decision that led to the creation of the door to hell. Faced with the dilemma of an uncontrolled release of methane gas, the Soviet engineers had to come up with a solution to prevent the spread of methane and mitigate the potential environmental hazards it posed to the surrounding area and its inhabitants. Methane, being a highly flammable and potent greenhouse gas, posed both immediate and long-term risks. In the short term, there was the danger of explosions or fires, while the long-term consequences included air pollution and the exacerbation of climate change. To tackle this issue, the engineers decided to ignite the gas escaping from the cavern, hoping that it would burn off within a few weeks, thereby eliminating the hazards associated with the leak. This decision was based on the principle of flaring, a common practice in the oil and gas industry to safely dispose of excess or unwanted gas. By burning the gas, the engineers believed they would quickly consume the methane and prevent any further impact on the environment. However, they grossly underestimated the size of the gas reserve beneath the surface. Instead of burning off within weeks, the gas has continued to burn for over 5 decades, creating the eerie, otherworldly spectacle now known as the door to hell. In our next topic, we'll take a closer look at the ecological impact of the burning crater on local wildlife, vegetation, and air quality over the past 5 decades. Now that we've discussed the events leading up to the ignition of the door to hell, it's time to investigate the ecological impact of this burning crater on local wildlife, vegetation, and air quality over the past 5 decades. As you can imagine, having a massive, continuously burning fire in the middle of the desert is bound to have some consequences on the surrounding environment. The heat generated by the door to hell has created a microclimate around the crater, with temperatures significantly higher than the surrounding desert. This altered climate has had a direct effect on the area's vegetation, making it difficult for plant life to thrive close to the crater. As a result, the vegetation near the door to hell is sparse and adapted to the harsh conditions. The effects on local wildlife are also apparent. The intense heat and harsh environment make it difficult for many species to survive near the burning crater. However, some resilient creatures, like desert reptiles and insects, have managed to adapt to the hostile conditions. Interestingly, the door to hell has attracted a significant population of spiders, which are drawn to the warmth and the abundance of insects near the crater. Air quality around the door to hell has also been affected by the continuous release of combustion products, including carbon dioxide and other greenhouse gases. While the immediate vicinity of the crater has elevated levels of air pollutants, the vastness of the surrounding desert helps to dissipate these emissions, limiting their impact on a larger scale. With this understanding of the ecological impact of the door to hell, let's move on to our final topic and examine its transformation into a tourist attraction and its current significance in Turkmenistan's cultural and economic landscape. Finally, let's examine the door to hell's transformation into a tourist attraction and its current significance in Turkmenistan's cultural and economic landscape. Despite its remote location and the potentially hazardous conditions surrounding it, the door to hell has become an increasingly popular destination for thrill-seeking tourists and curious travelers from around the world. The striking visual spectacle of the burning crater, particularly at night when it appears as a glowing portal to another world, has captured the imagination of many. As a result, the Turkmenistan government has begun promoting the door to hell as a unique tourist attraction, contributing to the country's growing tourism sector. Visitors who venture to the door to hell can witness the mesmerizing sight of the burning crater, learn about its fascinating history, and even experience the intense heat generated by the flames. In recent years, several tour operators have started offering guided trips to the site, providing travelers with a safe and educational way to explore this otherworldly phenomenon. The door to hell's popularity as a tourist attraction has had positive effects on the local economy, with increased demand for accommodations, transportation, and other tourism-related services in the region. Additionally, the site has become a symbol of pride for the people of Turkmenistan, showcasing the country's unique geological features and its ability to turn a potentially disastrous event into a source of national interest and economic. In conclusion, the door to hell's transformation into a tourist attraction not only shines a light on Turkmenistan's intriguing geological history, but also highlights the resilience of its people and the adaptability of nature in the face of human